Hello, beautiful people in my phone. Welcome to Car Conversations, where we talk all things faith, freedom, football, etc. I'm going live, and I rarely go live. I pray you guys are well. I hope you can hear me. Um, I'll wait just a second or two. I have missed you all. I have been unable to upload um, any content this summer. And I guess that's the way that it was supposed to be. How you doing? I see one person. I don't know who you are. Where's my chat? Feel free to say hello in the chat. Hopefully it'll pop up on my screen. This is why I don't go live often, because I have to figure it out. I pray you're well. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful summer. Um, my summer has been full of detours and shifts, which is why I titled this that. Because sometimes you just have to learn to go with the flow. We can make all the plans and have all of the things scheduled that we want to do in life, and particularly for summers and vacations and camps and things of that nature. And then God sends a detour. So how do we handle the detour? I was to spend the summer in France. And I was there for about a week. And as I was there for the week, um, my sweet beloved grandfather, who was 2 months shy of his 100th birthday, passed away. And um, I didn't even want to be in France anymore. I didn't want to be in Paris. And I was having a wonderful time, but I no longer had a desire to be across the world away from my family. My family and I are very, very close. Um, so that was a detour. That was a big detour for me. I had plans, but God saw fit for there to be different plans. And so I returned home after a week. And I was supposed to be there about 5 weeks, but that's okay. Returned home and was so grateful to be with my family, and to just begin the entire planning process for the different services that we held for my grandfather, which it took a while. So that was the whole month of June practically. Meanwhile, my phone, as I was vlogging while I was in France, I think maybe one vlog uploaded. I was able to do that, but the service over there, it was a lot of complications with YouTube as far as uploading. Um, so I was moving to TikTok, and then that didn't pan out. But I think I ended up uploading one when I got back, from France. But I was vlogging, and then all of my storage was full on my phone. I tell you, it's like if it's not one thing, it's another. And I refuse to spend another dime to Apple, okay, um, to purchase more storage. So then it was a matter of just transferring everything off of my phone, so I could free up some space. So all of this was happening, and I couldn't get to it because I had more important matters, with my family in the month of June. So shout out to my niecey Pooh. My niece came to visit me last weekend from Louisiana, and I see no chat. If anyone's here and you're putting something in the chat, where is my chat? Because I don't see it. But I would love to be able to see a chat. But my niece Pooh from Louisiana came to visit, and she is a media person, a tech guru, and she helped me to transfer and clear up storage space from my telephone, and help me free up space. And I still haven't been able to record. I think it takes a while for it to dump off of the iCloud. So I said, let me go live. Let me go live and check in to see how everyone is doing. That was one of the biggest detours of my summer. How has your summer been? Has it gone as you planned it to go? Or have you had significant shifts or detours along the way? How do you handle when there is a change, when there is a shift, when you aren't able to go at the pace and with the plan that you intended to go? What I've learned in all of my years in my relationship with the Lord and really learning to surrender to Him is it's best if I just go ahead and open up my hand and surrender. Because guess what? I can fight, I can kick, I can scream, I can try to make it happen in my own strength because this is what I planned and this is how it should be. And I may make a little headway, but if that's not what is supposed to happen, I'm going to end up paying the consequences for that. There's going to be some setbacks that I am creating now because I am not a willing participant in his plan, a willing participant to go on that detour. I did a car conversation, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. And I remember that I was in the car driving, that's the way I love to do my car conversations. You know that. And I was in the car and there was a detour. There was a construction detour that was happening. And I was frustrated because I had a deadline. I had to be somewhere at a certain time. And traffic in Atlanta is what it is anyway, which is already frustrating for me. So lighting just changed. I don't know what's happening with that. But and I thought to myself, if there's a detour, if there is a construction detour, would I try to bypass all of the barricades and continue to go the way that I know that I can't go? In fact, that happened to me today when I was in a parking lot because they were repaving the parking lot. Would I try to go past the barricade and continue on because that's the way that I know is the fastest way to get there? No, I wouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. That's dangerous to do that. So no, I would follow whatever the detour is. And yet that is how we are to live our lives. That's how we are to live our lives when the Lord sends a detour. It's not a delay per se, right? It's not a denial, but it's just a detour. There's something else that he wants for us to do. There's somewhere else where he wants us to be. And I don't know about you, but I have learned that it's best to be in the position where we're supposed to be because that's where the favor is. That's where the blessing is. So yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. I'm not sure why the lighting is going like that with my screen, but that's what I ended up happening to me. And I really enjoyed the time that I was able to spend with my family during the month of June. I really did. I enjoyed that time. And that was very critical to our grieving process, our healing process. And so I am grateful for that. And then I'm grateful for the rest that I was able to receive, not being on the go. Once we got back from all the services, we were out of state for the second service. And once we got back and we really got settled, to just be able to be still. Now, I will say that while I was à Paris, I enjoyed my time. I enjoyed traveling. I enjoyed navigating that public transportation, their train system, the metro à Paris was très fantastique. And I got to go places and do some things. And I got to chat with locals and sit outside in the outdoor cafe and people watch. And they had a fantastic boulangerie right where I was. That was an award-winning boulangerie. I really enjoyed my time. I did. But I needed to come home. So, student athletes, what have you been up to? Summer camps, how have they been going for you? I hope that you have been rising to the occasion. I was looking at an article about Shador Sanders, and I think it was Dylan Gabriel. Are they both at the Browns in QB positions? And there was some sort of altercation or something of that nature that transpired. And I thought to myself, for my student athletes, you know, how do you handle the competition? How do you handle when there's someone that is, and there's always someone that's ready to take your spot, right? There's always someone that's going to be ready to beat you out when it comes to really anything in life. But especially if you're on a team, there's someone that's looking to be in your position. So how well do you handle the competition? I'm a fan of Shador Sanders. I've talked about him many times on Carr Conversations, and I just love his poise. I love that he's rooted and grounded in his relationship with the Lord, his faith, and he understands where his protection comes from. He understands where his provision comes from. He understands that he has been equipped with certain talents and gifts, and where the source is of those things. It's not just genetics, and I really like him as a young athlete, as a rookie now in the league. But it made me think about the question: how do you handle competition? Do you embrace the challenge? Long time ago, I used to be a runner, and um, when I was little, when I was a child, I was a sprinter. But as an adult, I ran more distance, half marathons, things of that nature. No more than a half, never a full marathon. Um, but one of the things with my running group that we used to talk about every time we would do like a 5 mile run, every morning, every other morning rather, 5 a.m., 5 mile run, and we would just run across the city. The city was still sleeping. It wasn't Atlanta. It was a small town. The city was still sleeping, and we would just run 5 miles. And one of the things that my group that I ran with and I kind of embraced was when we would get to a hill, instead of slowing down, we always said that hills are opportunities to pass people. I'm going to say it again. Hills are opportunities to pass people. And so all of the training that we have been doing, all of the when we would strength train and train our hammies, when we got to a hill, we dug deep and we kicked in those hammies, and we would sprint up the hill to pass people. I don't care if we were on mile 1 or if we were on mile 4. We knew that a hill was an opportunity to pass people. So how do you embrace the challenge? And I'm sure you've seen it in your summer camps. I'm sure you're going to see it in fall camp. You're going to see it in practice for whatever sport it is that you play. How do you embrace the challenge? Because if you don't embrace it, if you pitch a fit, if you want to fight and be frustrated and aggravated by the fact that there's someone else who's quite capable of taking the position, right, of winning the starting spot, you're going to find yourself on the bench to be the biggest cheerleader, if that's your mindset, if that's your approach. So I want to encourage you to embrace the challenge. Rise to the occasion. Understand that a hill is simply an opportunity to pass someone. They're not going to see it coming. It's going to be unexpected. They won't see it coming because on most hills, people slow down. That's just a natural inclination to slow down and just try to make it to the top. And then they may pick up momentum going downhill. But no, we don't do what everyone else does, right? We're set apart. We're different. We're anomalies. So embrace the challenge. And remember that hill is an opportunity to pass someone. So we're at the end of our summer break. I really hate there's no chat. I don't know what's happening and why there's no chat, but I'll figure it out for the next time I go live. But at the end of the summer, as we shift gears and move toward the school year or whatever your fall looks like, whatever your fall looks like. There's a change of seasons that's happening. So, my prayer for you as you are changing seasons and as you are embracing the challenges that the new season may bring, as you are recognizing and realizing that there may be detours in this new season, that you stay focused, that you remember your foundation, that you remember not to give up, that you remember that you are built for this, that you remember all of the training and you rely upon all of the training that you have done and the preparedness that you have spent time undergoing, and realize and recognize that you you will be successful if you continue to move forward, if you continue to look forward, if you are focused and not deterred by the distractions around you, but focused on what it is that you have set out as a goal, what it is that you are to do. That is my prayer for you. For those that are in school, I pray that you are able to balance your time, right? You have practices before school, after school. Many of you have games, you have travel time to get to those games. And then you also have all of your academic workload. And academics does come first. Academics comes first. You can't play if you don't perform in the classroom. So remember that academics come first and that you're able to focus and do what you need to do. Get the help that you need. Hey, students, go see your teachers. Go see your teachers before school, after school. Use your study hall. Tutors, if they're available, but I would start with your instructor. Start with your teacher. That's the one who's instructing you. That is the person who is assigning your grades and your assignments. That's the person who can help you the most. So don't be intimidated, but go to see your teachers and get the help that you need. Your teachers will often talk to your coaches to ensure that you're on the right track. You have a team of professionals. You have your personal team, your family team, your friend, group that's on your team, but you also have a team of professionals that are there to help you and want to see you be successful on and off the field, on and off the court. So be sure that you utilize the resources that are right there to help you. All right. That's it. That's all I got. I just wanted to pop on because I've missed my people. I have missed you all. I see zero chat. The last time I did a live, I did have a chat. So I just have to figure out where it is and what happened to it. No, that's share screen. So I hate I can't communicate with you guys, but I just wanted to pop on. I hope and pray you're well and that you are embracing this new season and every single challenge and every single detour that may come your way. You were built for this. I love y'all. Y'all stay winning and y'all stay free.